Batman. I really, come on. I can't go to the comic book shop and buy a statue without picking up a Batman statue. So, as you can tell, pretty fucked up here. What is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Geek Guru. Geek Definitely Guru. Anyway, today I'm kind of excited. I just got back from the comic book shop. I frequent a comic book shop in North Jersey called CONQUEST Comics. Love the guys. The owners are awesome. Chris and Pete, two awesome guys, really, seriously. They always take care of me. They hook me up. Anything I ever need. But I wanted to kind of show my haul of what I picked up today at the shop. So, first off, I picked up some awesome comics. I got Justice League 1, Superman 1, Flash 1, Batman and Robin 1, Teen Titans 1, Red Hood and the Outlaws 1 of the Future's End storyline that's currently taking place. I picked up Action Comics 36, Justice League 35, Detective Comics, Teen Titans, number 3, Batman 35. I just picked up a bunch of comics. I haven't actually been to the shop in a while, so I had a little bit of a backlog. But what's cool about CONQUEST Comics is if you get into the pool, which is basically like each month, they have a box for you there, and you go in and they pull the comics that come in that are new and they put them in the box. What's cool about that is if you do 5 or more books, they give you cardboard and bags for free. So that's awesome. I mean, I don't have to buy the cardboard or the bags because I'm always picking up more than 5 comics every time I go, which is very nice of them to do. You know, a lot of comic book shops, they'll just give you the books and you just go. These guys, you know, they think about us, you know, in terms of, you know, and they try to take care of us. The first thing I got really isn't for me. I got it for my wife. My wife is also a bit of a geek. She has her own geeky thing she's into, and the one thing she's really into is Back to the Future. So I picked up the Pop Rides, number 2 of the set. It's Marty McFly in the DeLorean. Pretty cool. I'm not going to unbox this later. I'm going to do an unboxing later of the stuff that I picked up. I'm not doing this one. I'm going to let her, if she decides that she wants to do it, because I'm not going to open up something that's hers. If she does do it, I'll let you guys know, and you guys can check out the video, because she has her own YouTube channel and all that stuff. The Working Housewife. Check it out. But yeah, so it's really cool. I mean, it's a pop figure inside of Marty McFly that sits inside the DeLorean. So it's really, really cool. The next thing I picked up is I'm primarily into Sideshow when it comes to statues, but I do have a whole bunch of stuff. DC Direct, originally, now it's called DC Collectibles, have really stepped up their game, and they've really started banging out some awesome statues in the past year and a half. Me personally, that's where I started. I started collecting all the DC Direct stuff because a lot of the other companies, Bowen and Sideshow, they didn't have the license for DC. Now they do. So I've kind of, I don't want to say I left DC Direct behind because I still collect the Batman black and white statues that they put out. And then occasionally they'll put out stuff like this one here, the Dark Knight Returns, Batman and Superman. I got that. You know, they have the Superman metallics that I collect. So I still do collect them, just not as much as I do with Sideshow. But Jim Lee started designing busts for DC, and I already had a couple. I have Superman and Shazam, but I picked up Starfire today. I really like this particular piece just because the hair, it kind of extends around and it starts to turn into like flames at the tail end. and stuff. Just a really cool looking bust. So I picked this one up. Continuing in the line of the Jim Lee busts, I picked up the Green Arrow. Oliver Queen, I have really picked up and started liking the Green Arrow, not because of Arrow, but because of Smallville. I love Justin Hartley's take on Oliver Queen. I love Steve Amell. I think he does an amazing job on Arrow. But this particular piece, now because I'm more or less following the Green Arrow more because of TV, and I started reading the books because of TV, more or less, I saw this and I was like, this is just cool. Like, he's got the bow, he's got 2 arrows, like, really good detail and attention done on this piece. Again, Jim Lee is designing all of this series. So it's really, I'm a big fan of Jim Lee. I don't think there's many people that aren't big fans of Jim Lee. He basically pulled me back into comics. I was done reading comics. Him and Jeff Loeb did Hush a bunch of years ago now, and it just kind of pulled me back in. And I started reading a little bit more frequently. Then when they did a New 52, I just picked up and went. But really awesome statue, bust. And then the last one that I picked up, again, continuing in the bust line, Batman. I really, come on. I can't go to the comic book shop and buy a statue without picking up a Batman statue. So, as you can tell, pretty fucked up here. But, so, more or less, you know, it's, again, continuing in the Jim Lee series of the DC busts, the mini bust, because they're not the full scale, like, life-size bust that Sideshow does. These are the mini ones, but they're really cool, and I like the fact that they changed the pricing on these. They started getting up. They started getting up in price, hitting $80, $90 for a bust, and I mean, you're talking literally from the box to like there. I mean, they're not huge, and like I said, I'm doing an unboxing video, and I'll show you guys. But for $50, I'm like, that's not bad at all. I'll pick it up, no big deal. When they were hitting the 80s and 90s, I was just like, I don't know that I could spend that kind of money on these. Like, I just wholeheartedly couldn't put my money out for them because I was just like, you're not really getting a whole lot for your money when, you know, in comparison, I spend $100, $125, you know, and get something decent, you know, something with some size to it or whatever. DC has started to get their pricing back in line, and I'm really happy with that. Like I said, they really started. I mean, the Batman black and white statues, when they first started them, they went for $35, $40 a piece. They're up to almost 100. Well, they're starting to come back down. They were hitting the hundreds. Now they're coming back down. They're in the 80s. They cap off around $80. But for a while there, they were getting up there, and I don't have a problem paying the money if it's a quality piece. It got to the point where I was picking and choosing the statues rather than just going, okay, it's a black and white, it's in the series, I'm going to get it. It made me decipher, and it made me make a decision that typically I might not have done before. I would have just been like, I'm getting it, it's mine. So there you have it. That's my haul from Conquest Comics. Hey guys, just remember, you know, you want to support your brick and mortar stores. Truth is, you know, I could buy all this stuff on the internet, and I could get it for sometimes cheaper on the internet than I'm actually paying in a store. But the fact of the matter is that everybody knows before the internet, that's how you got your stuff. You went into a store, a comic book shop. These comic book stores, they don't make their money on necessarily the comics. The comics are there because that's what the whole culture is about. But they're making their money on the other things. You know, the pops, the statues, the t-shirts, the toys, all that stuff. It'll all, in a nutshell, pulls it together for them. So I would urge you guys to grab your kids, man. Take your kids to a store, or get the younger generations into going to stores. For a while I was buying my comics digitally. I stopped buying them digitally, started going to the comic book shops again. Just because, not only that, like, if you get a rapport, it's kind of cool just to go in there and hang out. And sometimes you go in, you have a conversation with a group of guys you don't even know, and you're talking about comics and stuff that you really love. So I can't urge you enough just to go into the comic book shops, support the brick and mortar, seriously. That's all for this episode. be sure to check out the unboxing of these awesome statues, and that's about it. Please remember to hit the subscribe button on your way out. Like the video if you could. Leave a comment below. Talk about what you picked up this week. What are you into? What are some pieces that you collect? Or do you collect comics? Do you collect statues? Do you collect pops? What are you doing? Let me know. I would love to interact with you guys and talk about it. And is there other stuff you would like to see, like other unboxing videos or things? I can get into all that stuff too. But talk about it below. You can follow me a couple of ways on social media: Twitter @TheGeekGurus, Instagram @TheGeekGurus, Facebook.com/TheGeekGurus. That's all. Peace, mother.